In the trouble, in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly, standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty, like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive, come on. I swan dive, that's how we could do life. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. I swan dive.
Hello and welcome to left-handed version of what I do. I have just had some arm surgery literally 3 days ago, and well, let's see what making a track is like when you have one arm, so no bass and guitar to lean on, and about 30% energy, and yeah, let's have fun with some serious limitations, because sometimes those can be really inspiring and sometimes not. So, who knows what's gonna happen, but I'm cool with whatever. This is just part of it. My goal is to just keep on doing something in my allotted work time every day, even if what I achieve is, all right, I plugged in my hard drives. Yay! Today, I'm going to try to write a song with a prompt. The prompt being Swan Dive. The start that I have being, by the way, I'm opening my writing template right now. The start that I have is a lyric that I dig. It's a kind of clear, simple thought that could totally work with it. Just kind of out there, synthy, simple, maybe obnoxious kind of track. I'm up for trying it. Here's my lyric. Let's make it a little bigger for any of you blind people like me out there. In trouble, in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Should have been recording that in my voice memos. That's the first time I've tried singing that, by the way. So now I have my voice memo app open. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive in trouble, in love, in the parties, where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, in the new grooves, in the locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. That's how I do life. All right, I had to grab that phone call. We're back, and that melody is still in my head, so that's good. I swan dive. Hear like some consistent hi-hat kind of thing. Although I'm gonna go small and electronic with my sounds because there's no way I'm getting a stringed instrument involved today. So I got to work with it. And I even had some kind of bass line ideas in this verse. Voice memo app open. Here's the voice memo. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive in trouble, in love, in the parties, where I don't know anyone. Is there tempo? It's easier just to make fast bars. I'm going to do that. I think that's like 140. Let's see how off I am or how on I am. Hey, I don't know why this is selected. Probably a slip of my left hand. I'm left hand mousing it right now. Whew, this is going to be slow, guys. Hey, I was kind of close. More like 135. Swan dive into trouble. Go, go into parties. Go where I don't know anyone. Go. A little faster than what I tapped out, but I kind of like that. I want to make a weird little drum track first. I want to use battery because I'm still really excited about all of these kits that I haven't discovered yet in here. Battery is relatively new for me, so all the kits sound so fresh. It's funny how you think like, ooh, I have all of these sounds I can use. But the thing is that once you use that sound in a song, you kind of feel like I can never use that sound again. At least that's how I feel. So in a lot of ways, it doesn't really matter if you have tons of stuff. You can only use it one times each. So you actually do need tons of stuff. But some limitations are nice. Oh, that's my ice machine going off for a little bit. Let's try drum tracks kit. What does that sound like? Low latency mode, because right now that is so latent. Something a little brighter and a little bit closer, a little bit stranger. Adobe kit. Stranger, but not closer. Dr. Driller, that sounds scary. Too like aggressive. I want quirkier. Dracula Eastwood. Ah. Oh. Hi.
Can we have a lollipop?
Sure. Do you know where they are?
Yes, we just found them.
Oh, great. That was my kids coming in to ask, can we have a lollipop? Again, super cool, but too like vintagey and male sounding. I would say that sounds like really cute. I want a cute kit. Electroacoustic? That sounds cute. Let this load. Fiasco kit. Fragment kit. Something about this I really like. into trouble, into love, in a don't know it. I like that too, that beat, that weird left-handed beat. All right, let's record that. Get away, enter. Okay, start in the middle of the intro here. I like to give some room so that if I want to put weird stuff that fades in here, I've got 4 measures to do it. That's really neat. Let's quantize it so we can get everything in there. Now, when I was singing it back just a minute ago, I sped it up by quite a bit and I liked it. So I'm going to see if I can sing this lyric at a faster, lighter tempo. In the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone. In a little, it's cool. I think I can speed it up even a little bit more. Okay, go away. No! Oh my God, so annoying. Left-handed. I'm just gonna double click this and type 145. Enter. In the love, in a love, I don't know anyone. Swan Dive. Yeah, I like that vibe. That's cool. That doesn't take anything away. In the parties where I haven't met anyone, parties where I don't know anyone. In love, in the love, cool trouble, in love. Okay, so let's do this. Let's make this our verse. Oh my God. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to use. Maybe I can put my keyboard on my lap and twiddle my fingers around the command option situation. But for now, I'm going to command R this shit. And I'm also going to, shouldn't have moved it like that. I'm going to move it to the beginning like that. And I'm just going to command R. Now put the cycle on in certain sections and we're going to add stuff. That's cool. Okay, quantize that. This will be like the ramp up of the verse. And now here on the chorus, my There we go. There's our hi-hat way up here. So on the chorus, I'm going to add that. Cool. Play it all the way through to get my actual human randomizing velocity. I like that. It's kind of like, doesn't take too much space. It's going to sound like something. See where it goes. Two sounds on there. I need to sing while I play it. Swan Dive. Maybe what I need is a fill before the chorus. Let's know what happens before this chorus. Pushing C. I want to do something there. So I'm going to take my cycle to this last thing right here. Make it just 2 bars. We just did that. It's kind of neat. I don't really know what the MIDI did to it as far as where that's located. There it is. I think we need to quantize it. Yep. Yeah, it's neat. Let's listen to it. Cool. So what I probably want to do is take out that. Is that a control M? Yeah, control M music. Yeah, it's neat. It has the snare sound in there too. Totally works. Just a little confusing to see because both are there. All right, we'll figure that out later. So like this region has that fill in it. This one is overlapping it, but you can't see both at the same time. It's kind of one of those annoying things. Okay, I'm just gonna see how long this is and play it from the top. In the trouble, in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, that's where it should come in. Into the blue, into the, in the locked apartment pools, sneaking into lengthwise. We need to do this, and then that. And then this. Overlapping just like it was. Okay, so shift. Ooh, I just maneuvered that with my left hand. It was amazing. If you could have seen it, you would have been really impressed. I'm just gonna listen to this. I need to tackle this situation. Okay, I need to zoom in. How am I going to do that? I'm going to do it with my mouse over here. And it's going to be really annoying. But better than not having anything. Okay, because I need to put this sound right here. I'm going to push Command with my thumb. Oh, I did it. Oh my God. See how that sounds. And I feel like good enough for rock and roll. Okay, so I don't think that this pre-chorus exists. I think this is their chorus. Swan Dive. That's how I do ride. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Oh, I swan dive. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do because I have no way to hit buttons and use my mouse. I can use my mouth, obviously. Command R. Now I'm going to shave off this end And I'm going to scoot it right over here. I need to get a vibe going here and figure out what key we're in. I think I want to get a bass, a synth bass going because, hold on, I'm going to repeat that one more time just in case. Actually, let's sing it. Swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive. Cool. I'm just going to repeat all this like this. Command R. And now, just to be clear, this is going to be my turnaround. This is going to be my verse. This is going to be another verse. It's not going to be a pre-chorus. Don't need that this time, I don't think. Okay, let's see about a weird ass bass. Let's just go to the sampler. Oh, okay, freaking back. Swan dive. Sequence elements to me are usually pretty fun because I don't like the stuff that sounds like so stylized unless I was doing that kind of thing. I don't know. That's actually awesome. I didn't know it was going to be awesome. It's a little overwhelming too, though. What's that? No, thanks. Consider that. Cool. Ouch. Ouch. Crush baby. This stuff is really interesting. CompuSat. I just love that. It's like I heard it and I just want to hang out with it. Ha. Doom, go, 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 go. Interesting. Okay. My question is, did I lose some of the sound of those drums in the sound of this bass? There's like some other cool sound in there that is totally lost. Hold on. Thing right there. So also that kick drum is really cool, but this bass totally overtakes it. It's just too loud. Super interesting. Maybe it's up here. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, I'm just gonna try. Let's see if that works a little better. Weird. Okay. It's time for me to get like a real ass vocal mic over here because I don't do it in real time. It's never gonna get done. Figure out how to lift this with just my one non-gimp arm. Can you hear the screams of mirth in my house? Happy, squealy children. The best kind. Okay, adjusting a microphone. That's something I didn't anticipate not being able to do. But they do say they want me to practice squeezing. So I can squeeze this hand, lift with this hand, twist. Oh. Anybody curious about what I did to my arm? Anybody? Anybody? Nobody? Cool. Didn't want to tell you anyway. Do, 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 do. 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 Into trouble, into trouble, into trouble. Into trouble, into trouble. And da da. And I Swan Dive. Gotta get comfortable. I mean, it's so annoying to have to deal with it. But what we're doing is so physical. If you're not comfortable, it's going to affect how you sing. That's a way bigger deal than the mic you own. Ooh, swan dive. Okay. Let's see. Intro. I want to put something big on here. So when I want something to be, I think it's in this effect track. Just like, I don't want a lot of instruments, so I want them to take up a bunch of space. Drums. Dirty smear. Gate slapbacker plus. Gate verb. Ghost ramp. What does ghost ramp sound like on the drums that I currently have? Oops, I have to get it out of low latency mode first. That's neat. But that's a little bit ominous. Bassy drummer? Crazy. But I might like it just like, just did like, oh my God, I'm not meaning to do that. It's so frustrating. In your face drums. Might be cooler. I love that. Let's see what it sounds like with it and without it. Oh my God. Now you can just like hear all the personality. That is so neat. Shut up. I just love that. Okay. Now this thing, something's got to happen here too. Let's put on effect track because it's really fun. I sound like I'm a little drunk, and I got to tell you, I'm so worn out from the I don't know, level 5 or 6 pain that I'm in right now. I feel actually a little bit drunk. Sound design? It's a little bit intense sometimes. Let's look into delay. Okay. Filter diffuse delay. Pretty. Let's see what that sounds like. So this is on this little bass thing. That sounds too much like I'm about to make some sort of like European trance track, and that's not really my thing. How about that? I like the way that it suddenly turns one little simple line into like a whole harmonic situation. Cool. I want to remember that. I'm not sold that that's what I want to do though. Swan dive. Random whisper delays. Let's try those. That's actually a little too random for me. Reverse echoes? Sounds again like so ominous. It all sounds so like aggressive, and I want this track to kind of be like, how about this? Ambient dotted eights. That's cool. What was the one I had before though? I think it's the phaser I don't like. What if I just turn the phaser off? Maybe it's this thing. Brain delay. I want to add. I like that one. I don't really know why, but I do. Cool. Okay, let's see what happens when I sing with this. I'm going to go ahead and turn the mix bus down, clicking BGV bus just so that I can view it. I'm going to turn the mix bus down so that I can turn my headphones up. Yep. My ice machine is definitely going to be in this recording, making its debut performance. You can hear that thing, and guess who doesn't give a fuck? This girl. Because sometimes you just gotta sing anyway. All right. Line 5, we're all set there. I'm just gonna sing this first verse, see what happens. Am I low latency? I'm not. Low latency. What on earth is going on there? That is an incorrectly quantized situation. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah. What on earth is... You said it, sister. Okay. Now that we've fixed that, let's try that again. In the trouble, in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, in the groove, in the locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. That's how I do it. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. That'll be nice to have. Let's get something real pretty and floaty on here. Hi. Ooh. In the trouble, in the love, in the parties. What? Why would that happen? I can't use... Maybe because it's a drum setting? maybe that just doesn't fly. I mean, I don't see why not. But apparently there's some setting on one of those plugins that's just not gonna work. Okay. Okay, let's get another vocal setting that's like in your face. Because I just liked that for this track. High and bitey. Tight edge. Micro shift classic. Cool. Let's try high and bitey. What does this sound like?
Trouble in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, in the grooves, in the locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. That's how.
Interesting. What does cool point sound like?
Trouble in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, in the grooves, in the locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into.
That's actually really cool, except for all every time you hear it in the cracks, it's not working. Which this is going to be really hard to edit. We're going to painstakingly go up here, move this little dude. Let's check actually. Okay. Now, how am I going? I know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to, so usually my marquee tool is accessed by pushing command. I can't push command. So I'm going to move it right here. I'm just going to go back and forth. But at least I can select. Hello. What the fuck? I can't even do that. No. What about over here? Please. What on earth? Don't tell me. Don't tell me I can't do that. Why would I not be able to do that? Am I pushing something weird? Stop it. So unfair. Okay, what if I go over here and hit command one time with my finger? Does it work now? Now it works. What? I don't get it. Was I doing it wrong? This is bullshit. Now, if I do it over here and I hit command and go through some excruciating pain, it works. What on earth? Okay, is this sounding good without that?
Trouble in the love, in the parties.
Yeah, it's not really working anyway with the background noise. So, fuck that sound and fuck Logic. I don't know what is going on with that. How on earth am I going to do this with one arm? Let's just see what this sounds like.
Trouble
I like that.
In the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone. In the champagne, in the groove.
I'm gonna set it to my old radio.
In the locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. Trouble.
Make it louder and more annoying.
In the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone.
Some plate reverb.
In the champagne,
My EMT 250.
in the groove. Trouble. In the love.
Cool. I am going to re-record that once my machine is not running because it's really loud. And why do that? Okay, so let's figure out what the bass line is here. Oh, ouch, sorry guys. Swan Dive. Swan Dive. That's what I want to be. I want to make something just like this track. So I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go to the MIDI effects arpeggiator, and I think I want it on 8 notes. 8th. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do the top of the chorus. It's going to be a big shift. It'll be so fun. We'll see what happens to it. I'm already singing under it.
Pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive.
You know what I'd rather do? This is going to sound weird, but I'd almost rather play it and then quantize it because it just sounded so forced. That'd be cooler anyway.
Pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive.
Oh my gosh. What the fuck is going on with this?
Into swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive.
Okay, so I did like this.
And jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive. I do right. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive. I do right. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide.
I think this sound needs to be something that's up high. Transpose up. And I think we're going to go like that. And then we're going to go like, oops. Nope, we're not going to go like that. Go like that and like that. It's a confusing little part there. And I think I need an actual smooth bass here. None of those basses are cool. They're so lame. Some of these are neat. Not that one. Vowel bass? What does that mean? Nope. That means really fucking loud. I tried that. I like the way it sounds when it's all gliding together. If y'all knew what I was aiming for and what this mouse was making my fingers do, it's so annoying.
Into I swan dive. That's how I do right. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive.
Cool. Kind of like that. I want to add like some decapitator to it to make it like super gnarly, I think. Bass. Maybe dark fat.
I swan dive. That's how I do.
Maybe a tremolo.
I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive. I swan dive. That's how I do right. I run and jump and throw my arms Swan dive. I swan dive. That's how I do that. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. I swan dive. All right, I'm gonna add a harmony on. This guy. Mm. What does that sound like? I swan dive. That's how I do that. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. One more on that. I swan dive. That's how I do that. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Cool. I swan dive. That's how I do that. Sounds a little messy right around here. I swan dive. That's how I do that. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Cool. How many minutes on this cycle? 2 minutes left. Okay. So then I will sing again. Okay. So first I'm going to say repeat, and then I'm going to drag these to where they're supposed to go, because I cannot have to do the workaround. Okay. This. Copy. That would have been easier. Copy and paste. Paste. Why is that? Longer intro. Never mind. Just for the time being, we'll go like that. Copy. Put it back.
outfits. Okay, let's check out this lyric. It's coming together. Now at first, with a flourish, at first, I go way too deep, too fast, and then it hurts. There we go. That's how we do it. Ooh, there went my ice machine. It's off. Get hurt. But I love the shock. I love the when my stomach drops. I'm gonna see if I can turn off my air conditioning from here. Oh, I'm not signed in. So F it. I'm gonna ask Brian. Text Brian Keene.
What do you want to say?
Would you mind turning the AC off if you're up? Question mark. I'm not signed into Nest and it doesn't usually work anyway.
Here's your message. Okay.
Oh wait, never mind. I can unplug from my machine anyway. Exclamation point.
I'm sorry.
Text Brian Keene.
What do you want to say?
Oh wait, never mind. I'll do it. Exclamation point.
Here's your message. Ready to send it?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to try and sing this lead vocal in one go and then just add some fun harmonies to it and auto-tune the shit out of it. That's my plan. In the trouble, in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, in the new grooves, in the locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. I
flourish head first. I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt. I love the shock and the awe, the way my stomach drops.
Oh, really? Oh my God. What was that? So we have a couple things to figure out here. So I really like what happened. And I don't know why this verse is so short here. It's cut off. Okay, I understand why now. This all needs to go right here. And this part hopefully will... Okay, that doesn't work. So we'll just do something else right there. I know what I'll do. Copy. Delete. Make sure that my track is selected before I paste. And paste. And now this is gonna go right here. Let's see if that fixed it. I need to figure out a lyric here. Oh, the shock and the awe, the way my stomach drops when... So with the flourish, okay, I'm gonna sing it from the top. And I'm gonna put a hard tuner on this just for fun. Oops, what am I doing here? Okay. Left-handed mousing. And every time you move these, you gotta wait like a second. You think it's not happening, but then it does. What key are we in? Are we actually in C? I transposed my keyboard. So the only way to find out is to get out my phone tuner. That's the key we're in. Ooh, C. Yep, we're in C. Okay, let's just go like that. and see what it sounds like. It's a nice vibey trick for some songs to just be like, hi, I'm a robot, but I'm actually not. Into trouble, into love, into parties where I don't know anyone, into champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive, I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, so with the flourish, head first. I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Okay. So before I forget, there's something going on with the kick drum in here that I keep hearing that's like way off. And I think it's right here. And jump and throw my arms out wide. And jump. Is it this? Yeah, maybe it's that. And jump. It's kind of misplaced. I'm gonna re-sing this chorus real quick. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Okay, it was there too. I heard you. It was this guy. Okay. I think I have to go and finish this tomorrow. I swan dive. Okay, I think I like it better without all that tuning. So I'm just going to make an adjustment. We're going to humanize it. We're going to go like this, and we're going to go like this. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Oh, my sister's here. Okay. I'll see this whole situation. Oh, hey. Here I am back in GIMP land. I'm going to listen to what we have because I haven't heard this for a good 12 hours. Wait, 24 hours? Into trouble,
into love, into parties where I don't know anyone, into champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says, so with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive.
Awesome. I can't believe I'm saying this about my left-handed, hastily made creation, but I dig it. There's one thing I want to do on the bass.
I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run.
I want these long notes to fade out before they go back in. On beat 4, I want them to go away, but I don't want them to like stop like they do if I just pulled MIDI back. I kind of want them to like fade out gracefully. So I'm using automation. I pushed A. Then with my clumsy left hand, I'm going to make these slow dots. I want to see what this sounds like. I think it's just beat 4, but it might be starting at beat 2. And you know what? Yeah. If we did that, add a dot. Hello. Trying to add a dot unsuccessfully. I don't know why it's unsuccessful, but I think it's because my left hand is clumsily touching the mouse in all different ways. There we go. Finally, geez. Let's see what this sounds like.
I do life. I run.
I think it was the wrong note, but I kind of liked that. But I do want it here, and I want it. Okay, so when it sounded too like, it just sounds kind of long and obnoxious, like someone going underneath, and I just kind of want it to sound like someone going instead. So that that's my technical explanation for this huge fucking left-handed hassle. Okay. Let's see what this sounds like.
I do life. I run and
Close. I need to zoom in a little bit so I can see the attack. Wrong way. Oh man, this is frustrating. Being able to work with your dominant hand is something I will never take for granted again. Let's see what this sounds like. And this, we already have kind of a pumping thing going on with this bass with the tremolator. So this is just a little bit more intense. Let's take this off, make sure we're hearing that tremolator.
Swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and
It's close, but strange. Because I guess the note is changing.
swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and
Okay, so there's like a whole other note happening here I'm not privy to. Do we? Maybe I kind of just remembered that tremolator, and maybe what I want is more of it, and that'll fix it. Maybe I want it on. So right now it's on half notes. Let's try the depth and see how it sounds. Maybe I don't need to go through this huge hassle. I just don't want it to sound like someone going like underneath my chorus.
swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and
Actually, yeah, that fixed it for me. I want it to sound like something that has a personality and not something that's just like being weird.
swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive.
Yeah, that totally fixed it for me. Sweet, that was easy. Now I'm going to do another vocal take, even though I really like this one, but mostly just to like get back in the groove of the song, feel it, get on board with it, and then have a recent take in my memory to double. That's going to make it a lot easier and faster. So I'm just going to sing it again because it's like less than 3 minutes. I don't know if I have time to do a bridge right now. I'm just going to focus on these verses and these choruses, and then the layering of the vocals and sort of getting the arrangement done. And then I'll see what the time is like and what my surgery healing energy has for me. Oops, just noticed I'm not in low latency mode. That would render my whole track useless. Into trouble, into love, into parties where I don't know anyone, into champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive, I do life, I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says, so with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt.
jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. It's not you. I have a bridge idea I can't turn around from. It needs, like, why am I saying all this? It's not you. It needs a reason. It needs a reason that it exists other than, like, let me tell you about me. Like a swan dive. Last night, you only proceed. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Na na na. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna record this and get like a vocal something or other. Just for now, we're gonna go So put this in record mode and that in record mode. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly, standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. It'd be so pretty, like a swan dive. Okay. Let's do that again and see what happens. I feel like you only, that's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly, standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We'd go pretty, we'd be pretty. Look at those typos. Oh my god. It'd be oh so pretty. Okay, let's try that instead. I'm gonna play this a little better. Okay, we're both still in record. Oh god. Oh god, what just happened? Okay. It's not you, you only proceed with caution, slowly. So one sec. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching. Wish you'd join me. We'd be so pretty, like a swan dive. Hello.
Where did you put my lunch?
On the kitchen counter, I think.
No, that was Ruby's.
No, I already cleaned up Ruby's.
No, it had mango in it. You cleaned mine up.
No, I didn't. I really didn't. I pulled it out of your backpack, and whatever lunch is out there in the kitchen, it's definitely yours. It's
no,
not.
I really opened it. There's mango in it. I didn't eat all my no cheese.
Hold on. All right, we resolved the mango catastrophe. And I think I want to say, I wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty. Like it's doomed. Because I swan dive. Hope that clarifies things. For you, like it does for me. Why does this song exist? It's a proposition. That's why. Okay. I think what needs to happen is we don't want chorus drums in this bridge. We want really sparse verse drums. Actually, we want these verse drums. Yeah. These ones. copy, select track, try to get your cursor in place with your left hand, paste, and remember that this is a strange 7-bar situation. Going to paste it again like that, leave this one open, and now take these two because I want this weird little fill again. Because even though we've already heard it, it's at least some kind of transitional element. We need that. We're going to take this chorus keyboard information, select the correct top track, put our cursor in spot, paste it. Let's check and see if this works. It's not you, you only proceed with caution. Slowly. So 1 sec. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching, wish you'd join me. We'd be so pretty. Cool. So vocal, the reason it sounds so unbeautiful now is because we're in low latency mode, which is fine because we need to re-sing it anyway. But you know what? For now, let's take it out of record. In low latency mode, when a track is in record, it powers off temporarily all the plugins, and then there's not like an appalling amount of milliseconds delay. Okay, I'm going to figure out what this situation's doing in this bridge. Put cycle on, find it somewhere. Okay, drag it over with my lefty. Drag over this cycle. We're just going to mess around until we get the right chords. Oh, go back in a little. We'll see what happens. I'm not really sure. It's not you, you only proceed with caution. Slowly. So 1 sec. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching, wish you'd join me. We'd be so pretty. Okay, so let's redo that. I can't just like play along with the cycle over and over again in MIDI, or it'll like keep what I just did and then go on top of it like I'm making a drum track. I don't want to do that. I also don't really love this track. It doesn't really make me feel, so I'm going to try a different approach. I just have the cycle up there so I don't have to mess with the cursor and it starts in the right spot. It's not you, you only proceed with caution. Slowly. So 1 sec. So that might be more the approach. This is a great, this should be encouraging to anyone who has mild keyboard skills because my left hand is so ungroovy, and we're just going to quantize it. So you can come up with your own idea, play it as poorly as I'm playing it, or maybe more poorly. Simply fix it. That's why MIDI is faster than audio. It's not you, you only proceed with caution. Probably help me to move my mic too. Slowly. So 1 sec. That was like completely impossible. Face it, this is all totally impossible. Try that again. It's not you, you only proceed
It's not you, you only proceed with caution, slowly. So 1 sec. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching, wish you'd join me. We'd be so pretty. That was cool and weird. I don't really know why it combined it all like that. Hopefully it still works. Let's quantize it. Oh, select it. There we go. It's not you, you only proceed with caution, slowly. So 1 sec. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching, wish you'd join me. We'd be so pretty. It's not cool. All right, we totally have enough here to sing a vocal and do some layering stuff. I'm going to repeat the chorus, like kind of fade out maybe. Or maybe go out with do, 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 go, go, Copy, select, pull this. We're going to make it way too long and then pull it back for reasons of gimpiness. Just stuff I can do with one hand. All right. That way we can do our little thing, which I've grown to like. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to not be super picky. I'm going to go all the way down with a lead vocal one more time. And then tune it pretty hard, like I've done already. And then I'm going to go down with sort of like a doubling kind of person. And then I'm going to go down with some backgrounds kind of person. And I'm just going to kind of like see what I can do, at least with the lead and the double, to just like go all the way down and accept it for what it is. Let it be spontaneous. Let it be tuned. Remember phrasing. Get in the vibe and let that suffice. All right. It's my advice to myself. Into trouble, into love, into parties where I don't know anyone, into champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I Swan Dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive.
way the world flips over and the audience says, ah, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly, standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty, like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Come on. I swan dive. That's how we could do life. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. I swan dive. I Cool. I like that. But I remember that there was the way that I sing the end of this verse the last time was way cooler. So I'm going to see if I can get that in there. Audition. Wait, I think it was right here, actually. Let's see how that sounds. I run. Push head first. I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. Missed the whole cool part. Way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump first. I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Cool. I know a lot of times I do all kinds of like consonant editing and blah blah blah. just can't do that today. Just impossible with my lefty. So we're just gonna make it sound cool without that. We're also gonna add, there's some like background noise, and he was like, shh, which is kind of a drag. So I kind of wonder if I can take that out with this plugin, this Waves plugin called X Noise. Sometimes this takes the brilliance out of a vocal, as in like the top end that's pretty, but if it's disruptive, I do life. I run and jump and throw my. See what it sounds like without it. I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Yeah, I like it. It's totally fine with me today. Okay. This doesn't have it on it. I'm gonna do a double of this whole thing. Or like certain parts. Low latency mode. Here we go. Into trouble, into love, into parties where I don't know anyone, into champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment doors I'm sneaking into. Just gonna do this. Into champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Couple moments in there that were really interesting. I'm just gonna try that chorus again. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with a flourish, head. Okay, that was all good until. So with a flourish, ah. So with a flourish, head first. I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do that. First, I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna take this from this, and I'm gonna redo the last I swan dive. Arms out wide. I swan dive. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. That's not you. You only proceed. Not holding my notes out long enough. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching, wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty. Like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Come on. I swan dive. That's how we could do life. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. Small. Okay, let's start at. That's how we could do life. Let's just start there. That's how we could do life. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. Swan dive. All right, that's a good enough double for me, and I like this lead vocal enough to just flatten it so that I can somehow figure out how to do some crossfades with one arm. Flatten. Okay, so normally I would go through here. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use a de-esser instead. I don't normally use de-essers. I'm going to put it pre-compressor. I think I want to do that. Okay, so under dynamics, Fab Filter has a de-esser. I would like to get that as well as the compressor. I'm saving up. For now, we're going to do female vocal wideband de-esser there. We're also going to put on the waves X noise. Okay, so both of these things generally just like cut the volume on like really high frequencies. Let's see if my voice still has any presence. Sure. As long as the track is empty and there's like lots of sparkly effects on it, it's probably gonna be fine. I love the shock drop. So I'm gonna do this. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first. With the ticks. I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. So sometimes I want a track or two to be lost in reverb, just like really spaced out. So instead of this, both of them having this tape slap thing, I'm gonna do something really like spaced out. Space verb or starlight. Let's try that. We're gonna put just a lot of it on there. And since it's a double, we'll still get the presence of the lead vocal. We still don't need that much of it though. That'd be really cool in moments. I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first. Okay, Starlight's a little bit too bombastic. I want something beautiful. Let's try space verb and see what that sounds like. Ooh, that's cool. I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first. I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. Okay, that's really cool as a thing. But I also want something more. What if I just had tons of plate verb on there at the same time? I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first. I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. Okay, I have an idea. This isn't like totally improving things to me. But what I do want to do is have the space verb be always and forever on the verses, and then maybe come out in the choruses, or maybe just add something else on the choruses that's really beautiful. I think we should do another effect track. Actually, let's do Echo Boy. Thinking. Let's just do Echo Boy. That's how I do. I am Legion, huh? What is tangerine splat? Let's try this on the chorus. So this is only on the doubled vocal. I swan dive. That's how I do it. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. That's not you. You only proceed. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out. Cool. Okay. So. Echo Boy mix. Okay, so let's do this from the beginning. From chorus 1 until this thing. Actually, let's have it come out there. This tangerine splat situation is for choruses only. Take it down here. I'm gonna go over here, do the same 2 little dots. But we're gonna start it on this long note here. Right there is where we're gonna start it. Before that, we only have that other crazy reverb on there. Okay. And on the bridge, we're going to lower it, but it's still going to be present. Different rules for the bridge. I don't have to move the cursor when I do this. It just helps me visualize. So I know I'm getting the right spots. Oh my God. Okay. Lower, but not disappeared. Okay, we're just going to keep it in from there. Now let's go to the other effect rack. Find mix. Here it is. Ooh, Echo Boy mix. No, we want the whole thing mix right there. That is what we're measuring here. Let's do the same kind of pattern. Take it down in the chorus so it doesn't get like so messy. And it changes qualities. Let's audition that. Pain into new grooves, interlocked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Cool. Brought it down just a little bit. I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump. sitting here trying to make a dot on this thing. Finally. Oh my god, that was so annoying. Okay. There we go. Don't do this to me again. Okay. We're gonna bring it up for the Oz. Please, for the love of God, Logic, put a dot on that freaking thing. I don't know what I have to do with this fucking mouse to get a fucking dot. Oh, I have to point it not on the thing. There we go. That makes sense, huh? All right, let's bring it up. Jesus Christ. Okay. Thanks for your patience, everyone. That was pitiful.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching, wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty, like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive, come on. I swan dive. That's how we could do life. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. I swan dive.
I'm going to see if maybe turning the double into a robot's a good idea.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching, wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty, like a swan dive. That's how I do life.
I like that.
I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive, come on. I swan dive.
Actually, I really like that. I really like having the double be a robot doing those little runs in the background and bringing down that lead vocal just a little bit. It was feeling a little harsh. Okay, so I'm going to do a background part and figure out what to do with it effect-wise later. Might go section by section, might just sing all the way through like a performance. We'll see what happens. In low latency mode, should be good.
In the trouble, in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive. That's how I do Swan Dive.
Okay, I'm gonna do something really quick. Because I want to double these. I want to make it. Okay, I know what I'll do. I need to option, click, and drag some things. But instead, I'm just going to painstakingly. Maybe I can do a copy and paste. I don't think I can. Okay. This is just a splint thing. So option, click, drag is a great thing to do. I'm going to just try and do it with my splint on. Okay. This is getting in the way. Option, click, drag. Option, click, drag. Option, click, drag. I want this. Did I do it? Ooh, you know what else I want? Is the effect track on the lead vocal. Oops. Classic tape slap. Option, click, drag. Now I want to reverse the order of these. Oh, pow. Okay. Let's see how this sounds. Getting pretty heavy on the plugins, especially the plugins that take up like a lot of CPU. So I think I'm going to go through really, really quick and just freeze everything. Oh, that really hurt my elbow. It's probably good for it though. Blurg. Okay, so control clicking. These are going to make control click. Track header components. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. This is quite amazing feat going on happening right now. Oh, motherfucker. I'm just gonna have to go and hurt my elbow again. Control. Click. Freeze. Ah, okay. I'm freezing this. This one's the most plugin heavy. Freezing this. All of these guys take up a bunch of CPU. Okay, now it's going to take a minute for us to sit and wait for this to happen. So I'm going to check my phone. This makes it so that all of these tracks turn into like just taking up as much CPU as just one audio track with nothing on it. You can just adjust the volume. The hell? Da-na-na. sometimes instead of going through and automating an echo, I'll just like be the echo because it's my voice. So sometimes giving the echo a personality is one of my favorite things to do.
Latency mode.
Latency mode.
I
I do want to repeat that though.
in the trouble, in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide.
Okay, so what I wanted to know is how I did this first.
I swan dive. I swan dive. I swan dive.
I do life. That's how I'm gonna do it. Okay. I really like how this sounds with these effects. That's cool. I'm gonna record it again. Shit. Forgot my first entrance.
In the trouble, in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. I love the shock, and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first. I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive.
So some of that shit I did in verse 3 was like straight up tone deaf, but with a hard tuner.
I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first. I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive.
Okay. That was just dumb. So much of it was dumb. But I like this. I think I like everything before that.
Trouble in the love, into parties where I don't know anyone, into champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive.
Yeah, that's all cool. I'm just gonna start on this verse too. All right.
I love the shock, and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow.
Let's try this bridge again.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty. Like a swan dive.
Yesterday when I was trying to use the marquee tool like I always do, but just it's a primary tool, it doesn't work. It's so baffling to me. I thought that's what this thing did. I didn't know I had to have command selected. Shit. Okay. Just gonna have to use my gimpy elbow again. What the fuck? Command. Click. Oh, not working there either. Okay. Oh, unfreeze. Now it's working. Don't know why. Wow. Everything is gimpy. Now everything is gimpy but my heart. Okay. Need some kind of breakdown.
Like a swan dive. That's how I do.
I'm gonna quickly, actually, going to make a track just like this. Earth to Logic. Oh, Rainbow Ball of Death. There we go. Okay. Oh no. What's gonna happen? Oh, good. Not much. It just made 2 tracks, which isn't really necessary, but we'll keep them there for now. I'm gonna listen to this. What I think I might do is take the hardness of the tuner down just for this section.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down.
Yeah, I kind of don't want it to be so hard here. So I'm going to go to this auto tune, and I think it's called Retune Speed. Okay. So right now, first of all, let's just flatten this take, because the time we have, this is what's going to happen with it. Okay, it's all the way up here. See that? Okay. For this section, we want to hear some of the swoops and things like that. Oh, it drives me crazy that if it's not pointed at it, that's when you get the dot. All right, there's a trick. You want some dots? Don't make the point on there. Okay, we're going to take it down. Still retuning it, but not as fast. So we're going to hear some humanity.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Okay, I'm going to turn that up only while I do some matching ahs underneath it.
Swan Dive. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
All right, that's the ticket. Now I know the part.
Swan Dive. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
I can beat it, but I'll keep it.
Swan Dive. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Cool. I like that one better. There's one moment that I don't know if I got it, but let's adjust our tuner here in the same way. Remember, we duplicated this track. Retune speed. Okay. Probably going to do more on this background vocal. We're just, instead of playing a bunch of keyboards, we're going to play a bunch of vocals. You kind of pick, or one. Jesus, make a dot. What am I doing differently here? This is the most annoying shit on the planet. What the fuck? Make a Gotta be how I'm touching the mouse. OMFG. Oh, there goes a dot. What the fuck? Okay, down to 55. Phew.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Well, hate to say it, but we just need to double that to make it sound good. I'll do this one.
Swan Dive. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Cool. Control click. Delete. Get this track. Pick one just like it. Click. It's going slow. You can do it, Logic. You can do it. Okay. So. I'm just gonna hard pan each of these and their doubles just to give like a different sound. We'll see what it sounds like, if it's cool or if it's lame. It's where we're at now.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Sweet. Okay, now let's check out our tuner settings again here. Okay, good one. Retune speed here too. We're gonna have to make a couple impossible dots. Hardest part is dealing with the randomness of my mouse. Is it gonna work? 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 When's it gonna work? When's it gonna work? Here it goes. Okay. Got through without a big old tantrum from me, so that's lucky. Okay, same thing here. Let's get retune speed. So now, if we come up with another cool part that we just want to like double all over the place, the hardest part of making the new tracks is there. We just have to push record. Isn't that exciting? Okay, sometimes the daunting aspects of like getting new tracks ready and everything will totally get in the way of an idea because you're like, oh, I don't have time to do all that. Okay, let's hear it and then let's bring all the volume down.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Okay, I'm gonna try and take care of some fades. Control Shift, click drag. Everything that's selected all those regions. It happens. This one I did separately because it looks so different. Okay.
while I'm here, let's just do all of the crossfades. Quick drag. Okay. Phew. Jeez. That really hurt. This is also a tutorial on how to not heal from surgery.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Cool. Okay, so now I'm going to record something ad-libish over this with this BGB.
Like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive, come on. Swan dive. That's how we could do that. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. Swan dive.
Just gonna listen.
Like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive, come on. Swan dive. That's how we could do that. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. Swan dive.
Like that. There's parts of it I really like. There's parts of it I can do better, so I'm just gonna do it again.
Like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive, come on. Swan dive. That's how we could do right.
Let's get the
Swan dive. That's how we could do right. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. Swan dive.
Let's listen to that one.
Like a swan dive.
I like that.
That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. Swan dive. Come
Okay, I have an idea here.
I do life. I run and jump come on.
Let's not throw away the good stuff. Listening.
Like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Come on. I swan dive. That's how we could do life. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out.
Okay. I think we should redo it in the same fashion right here.
Swan dive, come on. I swan dive. That's how we could do life. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. Swan dive.
I got a little hairy right here.
And jump and throw our arms out. Swan dive.
Let's listen to that.
Come on. Swan dive. That's how we could do life. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. Swan dive.
Cool. So now what I want to do is harmonize this.
Like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Come on. I swan dive. That's how we could do life. Let's run and jump and throw our arms out wide. Swan dive. Like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Come on.
I moved to this for the panning, just to check.
Like a swan dive.
You know what? I don't really like that. What I would rather do is only split up the panning for the bridge. Automate the panning. Main pan. Absolute. I do want it to be like a little panned, but not totally. So we're going to bring it to the side, but not all the way. Oh, wait. I did that wrong. Okay, it needs to be like this the rest of the time. If I zoom out, oops, wrong zoom. Okay, yeah. So I only want it to be hard panned on that bridge section. The rest of it, I want it to be like just not a main vocal, just not right in the center. Jesus, the dots. The freaking dots. Okay, there we go. 27. So we have that. 27. Okay, so like all the other stuff we're gonna do, except for the bridge, is gonna be here. Let's hear it.
Swan dive.
Yeah.
That's how I do life.
So maybe this should actually be on the opposite side, like negative 27. Like that. Let's see what that sounds like. So they're kind of separated, but not so far apart. Not like a whole head length apart.
Swan dive.
That's cool.
That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive, come on. I swan dive.
Cool. Okay. Cool, man. One thing I did notice though is that, first of all, let's go ahead and flatten that. Second of all, I don't really need it up until here. I like it better with just one girl.
Like a swan dive.
Okay, now I'm gonna sing through up to the bridge on this other background, see what happens.
Into trouble, into love, into parties where I don't know anyone, into champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and
It comes in here.
I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says ah. So with a flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt.
Sweet. Let's do that again. I think that's gonna work.
I love the shock.
Wasn't ready.
I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt. That's how I do life. I run.
So the other one is doing the low harmony. Ah, ah,
Fast and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive.
How'd that sound? Still sound.
Hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. That's
I'm gonna try that again.
fast and then get hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. Hurt. I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is we'll leave it. Leave it. Call it. Okay. Gonna listen to that voice because I want to put some other more impactful things on there. And let's face it, I don't have much more energy left in me. And I need to do a bunch of painful crossfades. Okay, control, shift, hover, click, oops, unfreeze, unfreeze. Oh, Jesus. Yes. I know logic. If I can do this, you can do this. Got it. Okay. Same thing here. Select, click, hitting, control shift, unfreeze. Please don't take forever. Okay, good. Control shift, click, drag until it's a crossfade. Okay, woo! I just want to hear some psh at the top of these choruses. So what I'm going to do is see what's in this kit. Say goodbye to my microphone. Make peace with what is there. Oh, sorry. Actually, I'm going to switch back to my talk back now. Hello. Turn this one on. Okay.
Pretty cool on our bridge. That too. Okay, let's try that. Hey, look, we already have a cycle going on the bridge, so let's just do that really quick.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Sweet. I don't understand how it broke it up there, but I think we'll still be able to hear it all.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep.
Cool. Add that in bridge too.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Cool.
That's not you. You only proceed with.
Cool. Okay, these VGVs that are just only doubled in this bridge, we're gonna bring up the mix on the effects to make them soupier. This works well because they only appear in this bridge.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly. Standing knee deep in the shallow and watching. Wish you'd join me. We could go down pretty.
Where is it? There it is. I'm gonna bring this velocity down a little bit. Hey, an even easier way of going about this would be to go into battery, figure out which is playing there.
That's not you.
There it is, open hi-hat. I'm just gonna bring the level down a little bit. It's a little overwhelming to me. Once this was off.
That's not you. You only proceed with caution.
Man, this whole track would benefit so much from a drum track and a battery. Oh man, I hear a really angry little boy. Okay. Hey, look, we already have a light burst in here. I think this is the one I want. Is that the one? Or is this the one? Where's this the one? Nope. It's way too violent.
kind of circusy sounding to me. Oh, I like that one. Let's try to put those. Where am I here? There I am. Okay. Let's just put those at the beginning of the choruses, at least starting on this chorus. Hey, babe.
Hey, you good with me going to get pills for you now? The pill box.
Yes. Try and be back as soon as you can, though, for when she's done.
Do you have to run her home?
No, Lori's getting her.
Okay.
Thanks, honey.
All right, no problem. Love you.
Love you too.
But I swan dive.
Let's, okay. First of all, turn on low latency. I think maybe the light burst is the thing here.
Till I swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive.
Okay. I think that's only going to happen at the top of the chorus. I mean, it just makes a really big difference. Copy. Top of this chorus. Oh, come on, cursor. Paste. Top of this bridge. Paste. Top of this chorus. Paste. Okay. Is there anything else we really need? Okay, I think another sound in verse 2 out is what I would love. Let's make another one of these kinds of tracks. Maybe a pad. Celestial organ. I don't think it's a pad. I don't think I have time for this. I think I'd rather go to this thing, module Luna, and I'm just gonna fuck around with this thing. It's sort of a go-to sound for me. Zoom out a bit.
I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt.
Do that one more time. I liked it. That was it.
I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt.
Like that. Wasn't super impactful though. I wonder, I hear like a definite, ooh, I know what it is. It's the bass. That's what it is. Duh. Okay.
I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast.
Okay. There's some cool things about that. But I'm gonna do it again. I think it's gonna make a playlist.
I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt.
Okay, I think I figured it out.
I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt.
Listening without low latency mode.
I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt. I swan dive, and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep too fast and then get hurt. I swan dive, that's how I do life.
Needs to be up a little bit.
I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first. I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips over and the audience says,
That's better. I could bring it down even more.
I love the shock and the drop. The way the world flips
much
over
better.
and the audience says,
The attack of the sun.
So with the flourish.
With that tremolator on there. It's neat. I like it. Okay, let's check out our intro. All right, exit.
Ah. Into trouble, into love, into parties where I don't know anyone.
I'm going to go to a scissor tool here. Let's pretend I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, that was awesome. It's a good way to get sections now when the marquee tool wasn't working for me with one hand. Okay. I was just hearing all kinds of clicks and activity. Unnecessary.
Ah. Into trouble, into love.
I think I'm hearing this. Talk back, but I'm gonna. Okay. It's not in the track. That shh. Just making sure. I need to do a fade in and fade out here. So let's zoom in painstakingly. Let's go to Tix mode. One thing that I've come to not like is hearing the mouse clicks in the vocal tracks, which, I mean, it makes sense that they're there, but super annoying. Okay, painful process of, ouch, Control Shift, click, drag. Okay, phew. Let's go to, oh my goodness, these crossfades are so intense. They're too big. Shift, select this guy. Control Shift, grab these crossfades, bring them in. At least it's going to happen for all of them all at once. We're still going to get some mouse clicks in there because this is a fast demo and all's fair. But where I can avoid it today, I'd like to. Because that just makes it like, hey, look at me, I'm a demo. Like, let's just get rid of the mouse clicks. And the breaths. Oops. Command Z. Man, if I'm working with this elbow like this now, once I start healing up, I'll be fucking unstoppable. Okay, it won't be long. We'll get it. Just getting all those mouse clicks out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to do this.
Find my mix bus, turn it up, take my headphones off. I'm gonna turn my talk back off for a little bit, and we're just gonna listen and do an overall mix. And I'm gonna listen for overall stuff. Add highs and lows, cut the mids, and adjust global levels, and then print it.
In the trouble, in the love, in the parties where I don't know anyone, in the champagne, into new grooves, into locked apartment pools I'm sneaking into. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. I love the shock and the drop, the way the world flips over and the audience says, ah. So with the flourish, head first, I go way too deep, too fast, and then get hurt. I swan dive, that's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan dive. That's not you. You only proceed with caution, slowly, standing knee deep in the shallow end, watching we shoot join me. We could go down pretty, like a swan dive. That's how I do life. I run and jump and throw my arms out wide. I swan